The Biden administration, along with national and world health experts, are trying to figure out the significance of this new variant.
And Washington Post correspondent Tyler Pager is joining us by phone with more insight on this tonight. Tyler, thanks for being with us. So the president there said that this is a moment for us to all put divisiveness behind us here and get more vaccinations up. Any signs that's actually going to happen at this juncture?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. And I think one of the things that the White House and senior officials across Washington here are hoping is that concerns over this new variant will spur people to get their booster shot or get vaccinated for the first time. There is some preliminary research that shows as Delta started to spread and fears about it being more contagious set in, more people sought out vaccination. So obviously there was the hope that people would get vaccinated before new variants and dangers kind of made its way to the United States. But ultimately what the strategy out of the White House really centers on is getting more people vaccinated and boosted. So the president talked about the strategy and efforts to try to make that happen. But at the end of the day, there's only so much they can do as some of their efforts, like the mandate for companies of over 100 employees to get vaccinated, winds its way through the courts and legal battles. There's only so much that can come out of the White House. So it continues to be a persuasion campaign, and that is what ultimately the president and his aides hope will get people to those clinics to get vaccinated.
Yeah, Tyler, a lot of the critics are saying that, public health experts are saying it really falls short of what's needed.
Yeah, in terms of the strategy, that is something that they are facing criticism for. That, testing, for example, is something that the United States trails our peers in many other countries where testing is ubiquitous and free and very easy and rapid. That is not something that we have seen in the United States. They laid out some plans to try to expedite that process tonight or today and into the coming weeks. Unclear how much immediate impact that will have. And then in terms of the vaccination, health experts say the United States is trailing behind other countries. We had vaccines much earlier than many other countries, but our overall vaccination rate is now lagging. That is something they want to see trend upward. And they're hopeful that, as they talk more about this and show the dangers of remaining unvaccinated during the pandemic, those numbers will go up, but it's no guarantee, of course.
Tyler, let's talk about the tighter travel restrictions here. You heard the president say you need a negative COVID test whether or not you have been vaccinated here. How is that likely to go over as we head into a very busy or busier travel season through the holidays?
I think some people are saying there should be more travel restrictions. In other countries, there are mandatory quarantines when you arrive and then have to show a negative COVID test. That's not what the United States is doing, though, as we reported in the Washington Post, there were conversations and debates over whether or not the United States should adopt some sort of proposal. Right now, all that they are doing is mandating that people get tested closer to their arrival than previously. I think this is something where, as I said earlier, testing is something the United States has fallen behind on in comparison to other countries. And it is a cause for concern that health experts tell me and my colleagues this is, a way to prevent the spread of the pandemic, as we've known from the beginning. But as the attention moved towards vaccinations, once those became available, testing kind of fell by the wayside. With these new variants, it's become clear, health experts say, testing is, mandatory and required to continue to sort our way through the pandemic. The travel restrictions, I think, or the new travel requirements around testing are, experts say, a good step toward trying to understand and prevent the spread, particularly with more transmissible variants like we saw with Delta and experts believe we're seeing with Omicron as well.
And more variants could be on the way. Washington Post correspondent Tyler Pager, be safe, be well. Thank you.
Thanks.